Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is week 4 of the Mike Hill Show podcast with West Coast Preps. We are live in my living room. It's Sunday, and I'm chilling. The Niners just won, so you see me rocking a Niners hat. And then, like I told y'all, if y'all send me some gear, I will rock it, and I'll give you a shout out and show you some love. So this shirt right here is by Coach Dante Marsh. This is his apparel. If you guys don't know, Coach Marsh is a defensive back coach at Contra Costa City College. He played in the NFL, a CFL legend out of McClymonds and Fresno State. So this is D Marsh. Let me show you the back. Let me flip around and show you the back because it has a good message on the back. So y'all see it, and it's a true message. Hey, they can't outwork you. They can't beat you, man. So shout out to D Marsh. The message is good. Read the shirt again to get the exact quote. But let's get into it. The West Coast Prep Top 25. As I said before with the disclaimer, I don't do any rankings, man. I just talk. So the top 25, it looks like 5 of the top 25 lost this weekend in some matches. Let's just go through the top 3. Always go through the top 3, and that's Sarah. Sarah had a bye week as they head in a WCAL play. And like I said, Sarah is the top team in NorCal, and I think they will represent NorCal in the state championship versus Southern California teams. But it won't be easy. You know, they may have to run into De La again. So De La was the number 2 team. De La Salle was the number 2 team, and they end up winning 28-20. Shout out to the Spartans. And the number 3, the game of the week that I had for last week was Pittsburgh versus Folsom. Folsom traveled down 80, made a left up Highway 4 right to Pittsburgh, and they took care of business. Pittsburgh fell to Folsom. You know, I got love for the Pittsburgh Pirates, so it's not over for them, but they did take their first loss of the season, and they're number 3, but the number 4 team under them is Menlo Atherton. They also took an L. So I'm not sure if the top 3 will be moving too much, and I'm not sure if there'll be a lot of movement within the top 25 as a lot of teams are playing each other in these non-conference games. So we'll take a look back at it next week to see if there's any movement with the West Coast Preps top 25. As we move forward, let's look at some big games from the weekend. In my notes, I had El Cerrito. El Cerrito remains undefeated as they beat Foothill. Another game was Liberty versus Monte Vista. Liberty's playing some good football out there in Brentwood, Oakley area. They're playing some ball, and they got a big win over Monte Vista. And my East Bay favorite team, Tennyson, had a hard-fought battle. It was 29-28, and looks like they played Hayward in the Battle of Hayward, and they remain undefeated. So shout out to Tennyson. You know, we had them on the show last week, showing that program love. And I don't know if it's an upset. It's maybe an upset to some, but not to the Vanden football community. Vanden beats Rancho Cotati in a shootout 30-29, and Vanden remains undefeated, looking at like they really about to get back to that state championship. 4-0. Those dudes are balling. And then we had some PAL versus WCL action. Sacred Heart Prep, our Menlo arch rival across the street, beat Reardon in the WCAL play. So, and they beat him in pretty good fashion. They showed that Sacred Heart Prep will be a school to watch out for. We will play them later in the season at Menlo in the rival. That'll be the Valpo Bowl. That should be a great game. And shout out to my guy, Coach Johnson and Tim out there at Branham. Branham remains undefeated, right? They bounce back. Those dudes are undefeated. And then another one, I guess it may be a shocker to some, but maybe not to Sequoia. Shout out to Sequoia. They beat Jefferson, and they remain undefeated. So it looks like they're going to be a contender for their title in the PAL. They'll have to get through TKA, which is a hard team that we faced already this season. So shout out to Sequoia, man. And then I guess it's sad to say, but it's football. Menlo Knights, we took our first loss. We were 2-1 on the season now. We played a very athletic, a fast Freedom team out of Oakley. They just play ball. Shout out to Freedom. Shout out to their coaching staff. You know, they had a very good game plan. They executed. They scored when they needed to. They got stops when they needed to. And it was packed, man. I think it was close to, 1,800 people in the stands and Friday night. They definitely got a good football community out in Freedom. So shout out to Freedom. I don't know their names, but number 7, number 6, number 15, y'all balled out. So just looking back at the game, sometimes losses hurt in the immediate, but sometimes it just gives you some motivation to work harder and grind harder. So I know our coaching staff is locked in even more than we have before. Maybe it was a wake-up call to some for our players. And we'll be ready to bounce back. We got Palo Alto, who's about a mile or two down the street. Vikings versus the Knights. That'll be Saturday at 1 p.m. That is our senior day, I believe. So it might be packed out there at Cartan Field in Atherton. So I'm going to tell you this, Menlo Knights will bounce back. We face Palo Alto, and we're going to have a better performance. So we're looking to go 3-1 and continue on our path and on our goal to, reach the CCS championship. So fortunately for us, Freedom was a non-conference game, a non-league game, so it doesn't have too much effect on our playoff goals and aspirations, but we'll bounce back, man. Sometimes losses propel you to a great season. As you know, when I was at Cathedral with some of our coaches, man, we started off slow, but we never lost the faith and went on to win a state championship. So it's the same mindset, minor setback for a major comeback, just a little bump in the road. So shout out to Freedom. Congratulations on that win and good luck this season. And Menlo Knights, let's bounce back. That's where I'm at. So we're going to move forward. So this morning, my son and my nephew had a game this morning as we were on the ride to the game. The Menlo Atherton Vikings, Pop Warner team, played the Los Gatos Longhorns. And I told the boys, if they win this game, they can come on a podcast and they can showcase themselves. There's some youngsters, 6th grade ballers, been playing football and basketball since they were probably 4 years old. I remember myself and Marcel's dad signed those kids up for football when they was like 4. You know what I mean? So we've been locked in. We've been working the system, but there's some ballers. So I'll have these guys on the show in just a second. They will be our guests of the day. So I'll end off the show with them. As we move forward, I'll take a look at the players of the week. Every week, I always ask you, shoot me the players of the week. Who balled out? Who went crazy on Friday nights, or Saturday? Who did it? And we got a lot of responses. I got a lot of responses in. I usually do, man. It's from coaches, from players, it's from parents. You know what I mean? So everybody is trying to tell me who's been balling, but I got 2 kids out of Livermore. 2 kids out of Livermore. I got Tyler, the quarterback out of Livermore. Looks like he went 13 for 21, 304 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and also had a rushing touchdown. So he ended the day with 5 touchdowns. And his receiver, DJ Johnson, shout out to DJ Johnson, hit me up on the Twitter at Coach Mike Hill SF. He had 145 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. So Livermore did their thing. I know West Coast Preps reporters were live at that game. So it's a recap on westcoastpreps.com about that game and their performance. And you got to love Vanden, right? Got to love Vanden. Their coach hit me up, and he's always promoting his players and, just promoting his program, showing us that Vanden has some ballers, man. So he's never shy to go to battle for his players or showcase his players. So we had Ariane Knoll. This is our first defensive top performer, right? It looks like he has 6 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, two sacks, and a safety. So he was just being a force to be reckoned with as they took down Rancho Cotati, and they got some ballers out there at Rancho out of Santa Rosa. So that was a big win, NCS battle of the big dogs, and Vanden came out on top. So shout out to Ariane Knoll. I got you locked in, man. And I got to double check this, but Nasir Peters out of Brendan Christian and Walnut Creek went absolutely bananas, right? And like I said, the quote is balling. He was balling. He had a punt return for a touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns, a receiving touchdown, an interception, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery all in one game, right? He went absolutely crazy. He is locked in with my guys from TMP Elite. So shout out to Nazir. That's an incredible game. That's a complete game on offense, defense, and special teams. So congrats to the top performers for this week, man. Hit me on the Twitter. I'll ask early Friday nights after your game is early. Tag me in some stats. Coaches, send me your info. Let's get these kids showcase. Let the Bay know. And then I got followers in Texas that follow the show. I got college coaches. I got friends, family. So let's just keep promoting these players, man. And that's what it's about. So let's take a brief break, and I'll come back, and I'll have Amari Hill, who's my son, and I'll have Marcel Banks, who's his best friend since they were born. So they'll be on the show in just a second. This is the Mike Hill Show podcast with West Coast Preps. We are back, and I got some ballers right here. I got some young ballers, some 12U ballers from the Menlo Atherton Vikings. They are in the building. I'm a man of my word, so I kept my word. Like I said, I told them if they won today, right, and they won in impressive fashion today, that they can come on the show. And here they are. So to my right, I got Marcel Banks out of San Francisco, California, and I got Mari Hill out of San Francisco, California. So I got a few questions that I prepared for them, and kind of get them get them used to doing interviews. I think they will be exceptional student athletes once they get to high school, and if they stay locked in with their grades and training and working, they'll have opportunity to play next level. So here we go. So I got to my right, I got Marcel Banks. So tell me your age, what school you go to, and then we're gonna talk about your grade. So what's your name, bud?
Marcel Banks. I'm 12 years old, and I go to Town School for Boys.
Go to Town School for Boys, and to my left, I got.
My name is Amari Hill. I'm 12 years old, and I go to Town School for Boys.
So they both go to Town School for Boys. So what we're gonna work on is talking loud, projecting our voice. So make sure y'all talk a little bit louder. So they both go to Town School for Boys. Town School for Boys is a private school in Pack Heights in San Francisco, and we really love the Town School for Boys. They're able to focus on their studies, maximize their potential in the classroom, and then be exceptional citizens, future citizens, in our community. So shout out to Town School for Boys and the Town Tigers, baby. So let's talk about your grades. So I'm hard on grades. In order to play college, which you guys may or may not want to, you got to have good grades. So Bank, let's talk about your grades. So what's the first trimester, the second trimester, and then we'll talk about your overall GPA. And let me tell you, people, so at Town, they got real grades. There's no S for satisfactory and L's and Lord and satisfactory. They got A's, B's, C's, D's, and F's. But it ain't no D's and F's on these report cards. So, Sal, let's talk about your grades, man. What type of grades you got, man?
First trimester, I got all A's. Second trimester, I got all A's and a B. Third trimester, I got all A's and a B+.
Okay, so I'm doing the math, and it looks like Marcel Banks have a 3.9 GPA, man. So he's going to have some opportunities to go to any college he wants to. If he wants to play sports, if he wants to be a doctor, if he wants to be a lawyer, if he wants to be the president, it's a possibility. And then Mark Hill, let's just talk about your grades. First trimester, second, and third. What we looking like, bud?
First trimester, I got straight A's. Second trimester, I got straight A's. And third trimester, I got straight A's.
Straight A's. So he got a 4.0. Immaculate, man. I'm proud of him. So what type of classes y'all got, Sal? What type of classes? Just name some of your classes. Name two of the classes y'all taking at Town.
Math and music.
Math and music. Name two classes.
Spanish and science.
Spanish and science. So they learning some things over there. There's no walk through the park grades at Town School for Boys. So as we move forward, these dudes they play basketball, football, baseball, and I think Sal even did track cross country. So we got some multi-sport athletes here. And I asked him a question: what high school do you want to go to? And then Sal, what high school do you think you want to go to right now?
I want to go to Sarah.
He wants to go to Sarah, and if you don't go to Sarah, what's your other option?
Reardon.
Sarah and Reardon. So he's trying to stay in that WCL and play some big time sports. And then we got Mari Hill. What college do you want to go to, Bet?
I want to go to St. John Bosco, St. Francis, or Sarah.
St. John Bosco. Shout out to St. John Bosco, #1 school in the nation. We root for the Braves. My guy Steve Lowe is really close with our family. So shout out to St. John Bosco. We got St. John Bosco, St. Francis, Lancers, and Sarah. They trying to get some big time sports. They're trying to get in that WCL. And nobody said Menlo, but it's cool. They can go to any school that they want to, man. That's best suited for them, and that's a fact. So we gotta make sure we push that. And let's just talk about football. Y'all play offense and defense, right? You two-way players. You play
running back and corner.
running back and corner,
Running back and corner.
running back and corner. So they like the old school USC, Lindell White, Reggie Bush, Thunder and Lightning, and they doing some work back there. So let's just talk about the game today. Y'all won. What was the score today? 20-0?
It was 14-0.
14-0. Sel Banks had a long touchdown. He rushed over 100 yards. He was toting that pill. And then Mari was a force on defense. I counted him up with 13 tackles at corner today. So they definitely held it down to make their team go. Get our first win, right? We struggled for a little bit, but that's life and that's how it goes. So Mari, what's your favorite position on the football field?
My favorite position is corner.
Why? You like to tackle? Can you tackle or get trucked?
I like to tackle and I like to defend so I can get picks.
So he likes to play defense. And Sel, what's your favorite position out there?
Running back.
He likes the ball. This dude is fast. He's elusive. He makes things happen. He's a playmaker with the ball. So let's move forward, man. Do you guys want to go to college? Is that what y'all trying to do? Or y'all done after high school? Y'all want to just, get into the real life after high school?
Yes, I want to go to college.
They both want to go to college, man. Do you guys have any idea what you guys want to be when you grow up?
NFL. Yeah.
Professional athlete. And if that don't work out, do you got a backup plan?
Sports broadcaster.
Sports broadcasting.
Yeah.
You want to be involved in sport or a doctor, man. We got big aspirations here, man. So we'll push sports. And if that don't work out, we'll have a plan A, B, C, and D, and it won't stop. You hear me? So let's get to it. So if you had a choice right now, right, when your time comes, y'all only 12 right now, but pretty soon y'all will be like our favorite player. He wears number 6, will be like, R.L. Miller. I'm sorry about like Jerry Mixon and R.L. Miller, the tandem back there, and be 3, 4-star, 5-star players. What colleges y'all want to go to? What's your?
I want to go to Alabama, Oregon, and Oklahoma.
Like Oklahoma, okay. Alabama, Oregon, Oklahoma. We got a SEC, we got a Pac-12, and we got a Big 12. That might be SEC pretty soon. And Mark, what about you? What you got, man?
I want to go to Oregon, Oklahoma, and Ohio State.
Ohio State. Let me ask y'all. Y'all picked Oregon. Did Jerry Mixon have anything to do with what y'all wanted to go to Oregon?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jerry Mixon is a fan favorite in San Francisco, and he's really close to us, man. So we locked in. Shout out to J Mix 6, who's been balling, and I'll post his highlight, as you know, pretty soon, man. So shout out to y'all. And let's see. So how long have y'all been playing football? When did y'all start? Do y'all remember when y'all started? I do. Do y'all remember when y'all started?
I think I started like 5, late 5, probably.
What about you?
I think I started at 6.
Started at 5 or 6. And what team did y'all first rock with in the Pop Warner?
SF Pals. I want to call them Seahawks.
The Seahawks, baby. The
But they're
Seahawks.
not the Niners.
Seahawks straight out of the Fillmore District in California. We'll always have love for the Seahawks. So we started with the Seahawks and transitioned to the SF Pal 49ers. And then now we rocking with the Menlo Vikings, man. So shout out to Menlo Vikings. It's a great organization, man. They developing the kids and helping them achieve their dreams. So I got 2 more questions for y'all. One, y'all already know what I prepped y'all for. Who's your favorite NFL player, Marcel?
Right, all time I like Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush, USC.
Probably Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry's a beast. Reggie Bush is a beast. Reggie Bush might be the greatest college football player that I ever seen play. He was electrifying to say the least. And Mari, who's your favorite player?
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams, straight out of EPA, Fresno State. And we rock with Fresno State. Shout out to Coach Nelson, the safeties coach down there at Fresno State. My guy, but Devontae Adams. So I got one more question. Y'all don't know what the question is. It may stump you a little bit, but just give it the best answer you can get. So, Mari.
Yes.
What weighs more? A pound of bricks or a pound of wet cotton? Wet. It's raining. What weighs more?
They both weigh the same.
They both weigh the same. That's your final answer.
Yes.
All right. All right. What about you, Sel? Pound of bricks or pound of wet cotton?
Well, they're both a pound.
They both a pound. Hey, town school for boys, baby. He locked in. So let's look. I was late with posting the question to this. Let's just look at the poll on West Coast Preps and see what the people are talking about, man. So it looks like it's early. I'm gonna continue this one on. So it'll be 24 hours, and I'll recap this again on the next show. So 63% of the adults that graduated high school, some went to college, some have their masters, said a pound of cotton. A pound of cotton weighs more than a pound of bricks. How about that? But we got the high academic Menlo Knights chiming in on the comment section, and it said, let's add a third option. They're the same. And another third option, they're both a pound. The answer is they're both a pound, man. I said a pound of bricks and a pound of wet cotton. So if you chose anything other than they're the same, you are not smarter than a sixth grader, and shame on you. So thank you guys, man. It's fun to get these youngsters involved, man, and keep them motivated. Thank y'all for coming on the show. They got Instagram. Sal, tell them what's your Instagram.
Ball out underscore M3, but the O is a 0.
Ball out underscore M3.
Number 3.
But the O is a 0. Agent 0. And Mari, what's your Instagram?
Born to ball 17, but the 2 is a number 2.
But the 2 is a number 2. And follow them on Instagram. Their parents, we monitor their Instagram. They just not on Instagram. We practice in safe internet usage here, man. So they do have Instagram, but it's not controlled by them. We post things that they do in their life. So these guys travel all over the country to play basketball, football. We've been as far as Ohio. We go out to Vegas, Seattle, you name it. So these are some true champions on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and at home. So shout out to these young Menlo Vikings, Amari Hill and Marcel Banks. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Peace.
Man, we just had the young superstars out here. So we're gonna wrap this show up in just a second. But as I looked at, I gotta always pick a game of the week going through, and it's some big time play. So I took a look at the WCL pops off this week. We got SH versus Midi, Sarah versus St. Francis, Bellarmine SI, Reardon Valley. That's a big time game out the WCL. I think the biggest game out of those will be Sarah versus St. Francis. As you know, they played in the CCS championship last year, and that winner went on to state to play Modern Day. So that'll be a big time game. And looking at the PAL, the Peninsula Athletic League, Los Gatos versus SHP, but Menlo Atherton versus Wilcox. That's going to be a big time game. They both playing some great football. Two public school powerhouses here in the Bay Area, in the Peninsula/South Bay. So Menlo Atherton versus Wilcox. And I jumped over to the NCS. We got Marin Catholic versus Antioch. We got Castro Valley versus Berkeley. We got Folsom versus DeLon. And our good old friends from St. Mary's of Stockton coming down again to the Bay Area, or playing the Bay Area team for that matter. They got Carl Newman. And we got Skyline versus Maru Catholic. And I think out of those NCS, the biggest game has to be Folsom versus DeLon. Hopefully, man, I'm always rooting for the Bay. Hopefully, De La can, get that win back. Folsom came out here and clipped Pittsburgh. So we rooting for the Spartans to beat Folsom. Things happen, man. You never really know, but those are two great programs. And looking at the San Francisco section, we got Balboa. Shout out to Balboa. They won state. They did their thing, and they got a good program, man. They have found a way to win. They got the kids motivated. They got the kids off the street, and they playing big-time football down at Balboa. And they'll play Livermore. And as you know, earlier in the show, 2 Livermore players, the quarterback, Tyler, and DJ, the receiver, were top performers of the week. So Balboa versus Livermore, that'll be a big one. And I just wanted to make sure I did justice with this shirt with Dante March. The back of the shirt says, "How can they beat you if they cannot outwork you?" And that's facts, man. So there's another quote: "Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard." So keep thinking it's a game and sitting on the couch while these kids out here working. Your competitors are out here working, and that goes for everybody. players, coaches, right? Your competitors are working. So make sure you locked in, make sure you keep being great. One of the best quotes I know, and especially like it sunk in this week after we took our first L, is after a win, don't get too high. And after a loss, don't get too low. Just stay even keel, stay locked in. It's a new week and focus on the next opponent, man. Just try to be 1-0 and keep being great. So I would like to thank y'all as usual for coming and spending your time with me. If it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes, just checking in with me. If y'all got any ideas for the show, if you got any guests for the show, if you want me to give your brand a shout out, holla at me. Hit me on the DM at Coach Mike Hill SF on the Twitter, and check in with me. But I'm definitely rocking some gear every week. I got, next week I got a hat that I'm a rock that I got sent to me. So I'm getting different apparel from all over. I think the hat that I'm a rock next week is from the East Coast. So it's gonna be a little different, but definitely rocking. I got Zal Energy. Right. This is the only energy drink I really drink is Sal. I hit them up to talk about some sponsorship. So hopefully, that gets flowing and we can have an official drink of the Mike Hill podcast show. Working with some different companies here to have, official headphones of the show and, different things. Let's just take this to the next level. And keep supporting me. And I appreciate y'all very much. But let me finish this with the game of the week. The game of the week is Sarah St. Francis, Big Dog Football, WCL, Bruce Mouth. Like it's finna go down. I think Sarah travels to St. Francis, and that's the game of the week. I'm not sure what the West Coast Preps game of the week could be, but I'm sure that one's going to be a contender. And, you guys can vote on their platform for game of the week. So I'll check y'all next week. Hopefully, Menlo bounces back. I'm pretty sure we will as we face Pally. The Vikings come through to the house, Menlo house, and see what's up. And I will check back with y'all next Sunday. It's always the evening around 5, 6 o'clock. And then, it's going to be posted later at night, early in the morning. It'll be streamed on YouTube. You can watch this one on YouTube. It'll be on the podcast networks, Podbean. If you want to listen while you drive, it'll be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. It's on all the podcasts. Stay locked in. Thank you, Mike Hill Show, Week 4, Episode 4.